Hey everyone, welcome back. And this is my review of Selector Spread WIXOSS episode 10. Only 2 episodes left, guys. We're coming to the end, which is really sad, quite honestly, because once again we have yet another great, fantastic episode of Selector Spread WIXOSS. Oh boy. There wasn't nearly as much info dump in this episode as there have been in some previous episodes, though, so luckily this video won't be nearly as long as some of the others have, which is good because I won't have to try to upload a fucking, damn near 20-minute video. Dear God, that takes forever to upload. But anyways, there was a little bit of information dropped, though. And a few interesting things happened in this episode, alright? One thing I was kind of disappointed in, though, is that we didn't actually get to see the full resolution of the battle between Akira and Ulith. We didn't get to see the actual resolution of the battle. I mean, we know how it ended. It ended with Ulith winning, which, did you really expect anything fucking different? Like, really? Because I sure in the hell didn't. Akira's status is still unknown, though. We don't know if she lost her 3rd battle, or if, again, or if she's still able to battle or whatnot. Like, we don't really know that for sure yet, but Ulith won, and Tama actually refused to grant Ulith's wish. Now, keep that in mind, because refused to become a human again. Now keep that in mind because that's going to be important later on. Alright. And so the original Ulith ended up going back inside of her own body again. And basically the way this is laid out is that apparently a long time ago, or the original Iona, I mean. Apparently a long time ago, Iona picked a car, ended up becoming an LRIG, and she ended up getting an LRIG, which she called LRIG, but she was really the Iona that we know. I'm just going to call her Yuki because that's what she was renamed in this episode, alright, Yuki. So she acquired Yuki, who was previously the Iona that we knew. Alright, and so that's kind of interesting, though, but that does bring up a really valid question. And it's like, okay, so in Season 1, was the Iona in Season 1 the Iona that we knew, who's now known as Yuki, or was that this Iona? Very valid question that was not answered, I don't think, in this episode. Alright. But it was still very interesting, though. And we don't know where Ulith went. I mean, I imagine she's in a cardigan, but we don't know where she's at. I'm not sure if it's going to be relevant or not I'm not sure if it's going to be relevant in the last 2 episodes or not. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. We don't even know where she's at right now. Alright, but we do learn more about Mayu in this episode too. Okay? Apparently, or no, not learn more about her, but we get to see her and Tama basically talking in the White Room. Now, from what I got from that scene, apparently Tama refused to become a human again because even though she did technically want to be with Ruko, she didn't want to do it at the expense of other people, and Mayu was extremely confused and pissed by this, so she forced Tama to stay in the White Room forever with her. That's basically the thing. And I know some people are saying that Mayu's being selfish again by making her stay in the White Room with her forever, but here's the thing though, Tama didn't even want to become a human again in the first place. I'd understand you calling her selfish if, Tama wanted to become a human again, still, but Mayu wouldn't let her. But Tama didn't even want to become a human again because she didn't want to hurt other people, because she knew that if she became a human again, other people would have to suffer, and she didn't want that. She still believes in, she still seems to believe, anyways, in Ruko's basically dream of setting all LRIGs free. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that Mayu's not selfish, because she most certainly is, but I think that she could possibly be saved, and the thing that makes me think that she might be saved is that Ruko and Yuki, I'm going to call her Yuki now because that's her new name, Ruko and Yuki are apparently going to the White Room. How the fuck they're going to enter the White Room is beyond me. Yuki might be able to. I don't know. Maybe there is a way for LRIGs to, but Ruko's a human, obviously. So how is she going to enter the White Room? That is a huge fucking mystery. But it's going to be interesting, though. And I really can't wait to see exactly how it's accomplished. Alright. And also, there's something with Hanayo. I'm just going to call her Hana because it's much easier. I know her name is actually Hanayo, but I'm just going to call her Hana, alright? Because it's much easier. Hana, who was Yuzuki's LRIG in Season 1, we get to see her in a few scenes in this episode. Two in particular. One where she's walking along the street with Yuzuki's brother, Kazuki, and they actually have a pretty interesting conversation where Kazuki basically asks Hana, or Yuzuki rather, but I'm just going to call her Hana, tells her that she's acting differently, and then Hana basically calls him out on it, saying, you know, when did I start acting differently? What version do you like me the best? And that's kind of confusing, but then we learn, but then at the end of the episode, we actually, actually during the ending credits, it's one of these anime episodes where the ending credits are playing, but you can still see important scenes. Both Ruko and Hitoe, along with Yuzuki with them, and I assume Iona, but whatever, ends up confronting her at her, I'm guessing her house. Alright. And she looks like shit. Let's just be honest now. And I thought about it for a little while, then I thought of something. We've learned a few episodes ago that LRIGs who grant the wish of the selectors are forced, until they maybe become LRIGs again, to carry out the wishes of their previous selectors in their bodies. Okay, so my thought is that she probably hates her life right now. Like, she doesn't necessarily hate, I don't think she necessarily hates Kazuki or hates hanging out with him, but she's probably not in love with him like Yuzuki was, and she probably just doesn't want to fulfill this wish anymore, but she's obligated to because of the rules of the Selector game. So, yeah, and my guess is that since they confronted her at the end of the episode, they're probably going to try to enlist her in this quest to find the White Room and to find Mayu and to talk to Mayu and whatnot, because Ruko really wants to talk to Mayu and see if she can talk Mayu out of this. Now, this could end in one of two ways. This could end in her succeeding, granted with a lot of drama, hopefully well-written drama, which all the drama in this series so far, at least I think, has been very well-written, so it probably will be. Or it could end with an extremely tragic ending, because unlike a lot of people, I don't hate Mayu. I think she's a great and sympathetic character, okay? But still, more is to be learned about her, because I don't think it's been explained yet exactly why, when she was born, she was never able to leave that fucking room. Seriously, that's a huge fucking plot hole. Like, a huge fucking plot hole. Dear God. So anyways, so overall, once again, an amazing episode of Selector. Like, what else is there to say about it, right? I mean, even though there's not nearly as many theory crafts as there have been in the previous few episodes, in the previous many episodes actually, there was still a few theories to craft here and there in this episode. The art looked amazing as always. The animation was pretty good. There's always nothing outstanding, but nothing too bad either. The music's incredible as always. Oh my god, I fucking love that music. And just the drama does not ever let up at all. Okay, really, it doesn't, and it's just such a fantastic episode, and there's just so much setup here, but there's still some things that need to be explained in the last two episodes. For example, how are they going to find the White Room? I'm positive that's going to be explained. If the next episode happens, or the final episode happens, and they're in the White Room without explaining how they got there, at least briefly, I'm going to be kind of pissed. Be honest with you there. Another thing is he explained more about Mayu's past, like I just said, why was she born and never got to leave that fucking room? Why? Please tell us. Dear God. That's like a gaping fucking plot hole, because as far as we know so far, that was the entire reason she became like this. You need to completely explain everything about your character's backstory if you want their change throughout life to be believable. You know to seem believable. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's something major that needs to be explained as well. Plus, I'd also like to know exactly what happened to Ulith, where she's at right now, and also more about Chiori too. Is Chiori going to become friends with them at the end of the series? Because, well, Chiori at the beginning of this episode didn't recognize him. Obviously, she lost all her memories of the game and her friends she made during the game. So, and she didn't trust them either. She thought she didn't think they were going to be too nice to her, so she ran away from them. Hopefully, she does become friends with him in the end. And wow, this review got longer than I thought it was going to, actually. Nice, almost 11 minutes long. But anyways, so tell me your thoughts about this episode in the comment section below. If you've yet to see this week's episode of Selector Spread WIXOSS, then I definitely recommend that you do. I cannot wait until next week's episode. It was an all-around fantastic episode. It really was. So anyways, overall, I hope you enjoyed this review, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.